744, welcome back. Effective July 1st, you got millions of federal student loan borrowers going to have some new repayment options. The Department of Education has launched 2 new plans that just might change your monthly payments, your repayment timelines, pretty much all of the above, including loan forgiveness. We've got certified financial planner Derrick Williams to talk to us about all of this. Yet another change affecting student loan borrowers, but this is pretty significant.
Yeah, it is. So starting July 1st, there's going to be 2 new plans. So the repayment assistance program, which says, okay, I'm going to pay anywhere between 1 to 10% of my income each month. And then you're going to have the standard repayment plan, which based on the amount of money that you take from the federal government, you have a certain amount of time to pay it. So for example, if you take up to $24,999, you have 10 years to pay it. More than that, 25,000 to 50,000 to 15 years, and then so on. But depending on that amount, you have a fixed payment. But then on the repayment assistance program, it's based on your actual income, versus the other one just being a fixed payment over either 10 to 20 plus years.
So those are those 2 different repayment plans. Again, the repayment assistance plan, or RAP, and the tiered standard plan. Walking us through that again to tease out the differences between the 2, because not only are they different from one another, but this is completely different than the repayment system that's currently in place.
Yeah, that's correct. And I want to just hit on something really quick is if you're a current borrower, so you have these student loans already, you still can stay under your income contingent repayment plan or the pay-as-you-earn plan. But for anyone taking student loans past July 1st, they're going to have one of 2 options. Because before we had, the SAVE plan, ICR, IDR, there was all of these things. But of course, between the administration changes the last 8 years, but going forward on July 1st, you're either going to have the repayment assistance program or the standard repayment plan.
Yeah. So with that, how do I decide which is best for me?
I think the studentaid.gov has done actually a really good job to have a calculator online. So you can go on there and say, okay, here's what my current, monthly plan is. If I do the repayment assistance program, based on my current income, what is it going to be? And they also do a same calculator for the standard repayment program. So you can actually see, what your monthly payment is going to be. So they've done a good job of rolling this out that we can see what it is. So that would be, my advice to people watching is to, go see, what the monthly payment is. If it's going to allow you to have a monthly payment, you should absolutely change it. But for some people, it might make sense to, go into one of those other programs to kind of put them on a schedule to, pay some of this off. Because the other thing is with the income contingent repayment plan right now, some people might have a low payment or a payment as low as 0.
Right.
But with this repayment assistance program, you're at least putting at least $10 a month towards it. So at least you're chipping away at it a little bit. So I think that might help some people going forward.
And is that official there? If I have $10 to, as you put it, chip away at it, I can do that?
Yeah, you absolutely can. So that was another piece of advice I give to people is if you're, a part of this, old plan and you have $0 a month as your payment, you might as well, take some of this money if you have the flexibility to, pay some of this loan. That way going forward, you will have a, lower, principal, because the other thing is about these older plans, this pay as you earn and the ICR, these are going to phase away July 1st, 2028. So these aren't going to be around forever. So something to think about is, maybe using some, extra monthly payments, towards this if you have a low payment right now. So.
All right, with that, and also looking at just overall changes as to, with this being strengthened or at least tightened, where you choose to go to school, depending on how you pay for it, is a conversation that I think would be had by more people now.
Yeah, it's definitely a bigger thing, because before it's kind of like, okay, I can kind of, wing it. I know with 2020, it was like, okay, I'm not gonna have to pay it for a couple years, but this administration has been very big on like, we want people to pay student loans. So it's definitely more of a conversation. Again, the more you take out, the longer you're going to be able to, pay it, which is nice, looking at that, standard payment plan.
Yeah.
But with the repayment assistance program, if you come out of school, make a certain amount, you're just locked into that, and it's going to be based on, your income. So definitely some bigger conversations to be had versus, 5 to 10 years ago.
And I know we're out of time, but real curious, I want to ask you, are you seeing that as a conversation among your clients who may have student loans? What are they saying about all of this?
Yeah, it absolutely is a conversation, because there, again, so many changes, right? Like, people got lucky in 2020 of pushing it off, and we've been able to push it off again, having payments as low as 0. But now we're getting to a point where, the government's going to come for, again, at least, $10 a month, but always double checking you're, at least enrolled in some sort of plan, because if not, you might get stuck on one of these 2 plans if you haven't been grandfathered in. So always stay up to date on your plans.
All right, Derrick Williams, we do appreciate it. Good sir. Of course, a lot to take in. We've got these changes broken down for you at WLTV.com.